Head coach for TNT is Chuck Reyes. And now the starters for Northport, Batang, Pier. A 6-foot guard from Northport City, Leyte, number 8, Robert Boli. A 6'1" guard from Iloilo City, number 0, Paulo Taha. A 6'4" forward from Imus Cavite, number 7, Sidney Onmubere. A 6'5" forward from San Simon, Pampanga, number 3, Jaime Malonzo. And a 6'8" center from Pangasinan, number 21, Troy Wright. Head coach for Northport is Pido Harencho. Our referees for this game, Sherman Pineda, Mike Fortaleza.
We got the starters, Montalvo, Williams, that's Mikey and Kelly, Rosario Pugoy for TNT, Bolik, Taha, Reich, Onmubere, and Jamie Malonzo for Northport. Here we go with our tip-off. This tip-off is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. They are your officials handling this first match. This is week number 3 of our PBA restart, coming to you from Bacolor, Pampanga. And the good news for PBA fans is all your favorite teams are now playing here this week. Unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, Northport couldn't play because of health and safety protocols. Last week, it was Alaska and Meralco not present, but right now all teams are accounted for, Ali.
Yes, definitely, and it's great to see Northport back in action and to see the success that they've accomplished so far. 3 straight wins. People have to understand, Northport is a very, very dangerous team, especially if they get into the playoffs. We've seen it time and time again. They cause a lot of matchup problems. I'm sure TNT is prepared for this. It's going to be very interesting to see how both teams fare tonight's game.
But they did surprise a lot of teams. Remember, coming off a 1.5-month break, and then you had to sit out for another week because of health and safety protocols. So they had a lot of rest, but they did look rusty.
They did look rusty, but you know, one of the things that is sort of as Taha knocks down a 3-point shot, one of the interesting things is when you look around the league and you start getting inside information. I like to get inside information. A lot of people are afraid of Northport because they have a lot of great pieces there, guys that can really cause all types of problems. I said before, matchup problems. TNT has to do a good job tonight of taking care of the basketball. Just the turnover there committed a little bit of miscommunication on the part of TNT.
I like the interview I had with Coach Chod Reyes after the game. He said, we won big against Ginebra, but come Wednesday, it doesn't matter. Everything is back to 0, and we got to come up with another win.
And that's the right mentality to have. You know, that's the right mentality to have. And, you know, Coach Chod Reyes is always going to get you into that mindset. You know, he doesn't allow you to get too high, too low.
TNT leading the pack at 8-1. Kelly Williams, a little bit too strong on that one. Kelly Williams seems to have found his legs here once again this conference after a few games. He's now back to being Machine Gun Kelly. Onmubera's going to challenge, and he gets away for 2.
Onmubera's been having a really solid conference. Really good at that position, that small, or actually that, safe to say, stretch 4 position, power forward position.
An offensive foul is going to be called on Troy Rosario there.
Offensive foul on number 18, Troy Rosario. That's his first personal.
Take a look at this take here by Onmubere, challenging Kelly Williams. He does have the versatility, he can put the ball on the floor, and he has size.
Well, he's got the confidence there to attack Kelly. Kelly's one of the top shot blockers in the league. Didn't bother Onmubere there. Here's Bolik. He'll attack as well. They kick it out. Onmubere can hit it from there, but the extra pass finds Taha for free. Bang!
Great ball movement there by Northport, finding Taha in the corner. That's one of the things that they're going to have to really focus on. You can see right off the bat, TNT is focusing on Robert Bolik, trying to get the ball out of his hands.
Northport looking like a team that is on a 3-game winning streak, but hitting from the outside. Team Montalvo, another one of those super rookies that have taken the league by storm.
That corner shot, that 3-point shot, a very big part of the dribble drive offense. Again, the double team.
Here's Malonzo skying. Pogoy Came up from the blind side to be able to harass him a little bit.
If you think about that, that was a pretty solid pass there. Let's take a look at the ball whipping around. That's a nice pass awareness by Troy Reich to Paulo Taha in the corner for that knockdown. And then again, Montalvo on the other side knocking down his three-point shot.
2-point lead by Northport. Reich kicks it outside. Extra pass once again. Malonzo trying to show us his range. Short that time.
You can already see what TNT is trying to do. They're trapping the pick and rolls that involve Robert Bullock.
Well, they don't want it to be able to create. There's Montalvo. Back-to-back hits. He's got 5 points in the ball game.
Montalvo getting off to a really good start. Now they have to do a good job, and I'm sure they prepared themselves for this. They got to sprint back on defense. You're talking about the #1 team in fast breaks as of Sunday, Northport.
Kissing it off the glass, there's Montalvo. He's been given a lot of playing time by Coach Chot, and he's delivering. Malonzo takes another three. This time he hits.
He's the type of player that's what we see so far. All right, he's got a lot of room to develop, but he's a guy that can do so many different things out there. It's very impressive. He can knock down three-point shots. He can attack you, off the dribble. Gets out on the fast breaks. He also rebounds and plays defense.
And that's why they picked him #2 overall, Ali.
In the draft, it's really hard to tell sometimes. It's always a gamble. You don't know exactly what you're going to get. I honestly don't think that they expected this type of output from Jaime Malonzo. But, hey, the guy came in. You see that he had to make some adjustments, I believe, strength-wise. But once he started to find his way, he took off.
Here's another guy that has taken off. He's going to lose the ball there. Pogoy, no! Easy tip in there by Tro Rosario. Those are 4 players going down there for that fast break.
Second chance points have been one of the major culprits as far as TNT's success goes. And you saw an example of that right there.
Bollig is really being hounded. Extra pass on Ubere. Puts it up. 2 free throws coming up off that foul from Kelly Williams.
So these traps so far, Anthony, you can see that TNT is forcing Northport to allow other players to step up and try to score and be creative, which is not necessarily something that Northport is accustomed to doing. But they're in the thick of it, so to speak. But you also see that the pace is being dictated by TNT, specifically on the defensive end, because you're seeing sort of the rush shots. Northport has to settle down, calm down once they see the trap converging on Robert Bullock.
Missing the free throw there from Onwubere. First entry for Brian Heruela. Heruela has actually started a few games in place of Montalvo. Montalvo now will take a seat. Nice adjustment there by Onwubere. Makes that free throw. It's Northport up by 2. Just about 5 minutes gone here in quarter #1. Mikey loves to hang on to that ball, but now gives it up to Heruela. Heruela in the paint. Finds machine gun Kelly. He'll miss. That's clearly off Rosario. But they got the open shot, just gonna knock it down, and Robert Bullock will sue for time. We'll double check if it's a 30 or it's gonna be a full timeout. It's gonna be a full timeout here. This timeout is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Welcome back to our coverage of the Honda PBA Philippine Cup 2021. Let's talk about one of the new additions for Northport. Here we have Sydney Onwubere, who is a welcome addition, especially now that we have Sean Anthony coming in and out of the lineup.
Well, I think, first of all, look at his stats there. 10.7 points per game, 6.1 rebounds, shooting pretty well from a two-point field goal, 50%. He's really come into his own in this part of his career. It looked like he was sort of a journeyman, in the beginning stages of his career. But it looks like he's found a home here with Northport.
Doing very well here to start things off. On the outside, speaking of Onwubere, just misses there. Who are they going to get the foul to here? It's going to be Pogoy.
That's something that our Pogoy is going to have to really focus in on, boxing out, especially someone like Jaime Malonzo, who is crashing the boards. He's averaging close to 10 rebounds per basketball game. He has to pay attention to that.
He's trying to post up here. Nice swipe there from Pogoy. Pogoy is one of the top defenders we got in the PBA.
Right now, I think coaching staff at Northport is trying to exploit some sort of mismatch, size-wise that is.
Back now to Bolik. Onwubere is free. Explodes to the basket. Gets that layup.
I like the way he adjusted while he was in the air. He saw the defender, he saw his hand there, but he's able to move the ball around and get the ball into the basket. But nice move by Onwubere.
Trying to move it around. Pogoy creates space, puts up the jumper and hits.
R.R. Pogoy, so deadly, right? This time a mid-range jump shot, that elbow area.
Lead has been cut down to 2. Here's Taha. Taha still. Right can hit that. Taha inside the paint. Another nice kiss off the glass.
Northport's doing a really good job. What they're doing is that they're utilizing the shot clock. They're extending the defense of TNT, and then they're finding openings, and they're penetrating.
Almost a steal. There's a completed one.
If it's not three-point shots, it's getting to the basket. What I mean by extending the shot clock, there's a certain amount of seconds that you play really good defense. And what they're doing is that they're just kind of working the system a little bit until they find an opening and they take full advantage of that. That's where patience is so important.
Here comes Bolik. Really hounded by Herwella there. They made things so difficult here for the Stash. Onwubere almost traveled, gives it up to Malonzo. Malonzo from 16 feet buries that one.
Mid-range jump shot has come back, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. And that was Jaime Malonzo taking advantage of that.
Lead is now at 6, the biggest lead of the ball game here for Northport. Off this fast break, they hand it off. Bolik for his first attempt. Gonna come up short there. Boy, Adam has checked in, pulls down that rebound. And here comes Mikey on the other end. Mikey Williams with a long 2. No. The pace has really picked up here, Ali. Here comes Bolik. He gets hammered there from Marcelo.
Well, TNT is having a hard time, particularly defensively, but also offensively. They need to start getting to the basket. They need to start attacking the basket. Penetration, dish-offs to their bigs.
4 minutes, 34 seconds remaining here in the first period. It's been a great one so far between these two teams that are on a hot streak. 2 of the hottest teams in the PBA today. Northport and TNT. Let's take a look at the league leaders. Here, Ali, we've got them on points.
Wow, Terrence Romeo leading the league with 22 points, but guess what? Robert Bolik right behind him, 18.7. Guess what? Mikey Williams, the rookie, 17.9 points. And of course, the Beast, 17 points per game. Ian Sangalang, 16.1 points per game. Solid numbers.
And you've got 2 players from Magnolia there in the top 5. It shows you just why they are also 2 of the top teams so far here. It's Northport 11, TNT 11. 19-11 is our tally.
points again versus Ginebra, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 steals, 1 block shot. But RR Pogoy has done a lot of good for TNT ever since he put on a TNT jersey. And this is a bit of a significant time here for RR Pogoy and the rest of the TNT squad, because they have a chance to do something really special this conference.
Tip's not going to work there for Poy Aram. Off on the break. Here's Taha. He's going to lose possession. He saw Jason Castro, and all of a sudden he said, oh.
What he could have done was he just could have attacked Jason Castro straight on, gone straight up, took his chances.
He's going to take a seat. Did quite well here as a starter for Northport. Northport is up by 8.
I want to see more penetration on the part of TNT. I want to see more attacks towards the basket. I want to see the bigs being more set up.
Let's see where they go. They go to Mikey Williams once again. Gives it up to Heruela. Back to Brian. They swing it around. Shot clock is at 6. Heruela with the layup.
Right on point. That's what I was talking about. There are gaps in Northport's defense if you work it properly.
Elorda is checked in. Nico's first entry for Northport. He's also played solid. The setup for Onwubere. A little bit too strong, they say. Elorda with a push.
Now, Dave Marcelo has to be a little bit more prepared there when he's trapping the guards, the pick and roll position. Let's take a look at this take here. All right. Brian Heruela gets past his defender and is able to go all the way. And that's what TNT needs to do more of. If they attack the basket more, they put more pressure on the defense to suck in. Guess what? The outside shots are going to be open.
Is that also probably an instruction of Coach Chot, is to be able to make sure that you have Bolick also working on defense?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, interestingly enough, Brian Heruela attacked Robert Bolick.
Here's Bolick with the rebound. They really held him in check here so far, but as far as they're concerned, doesn't matter because they're still up by 6. Ferreira's checked in. Ferrer might have been better served just taking that one.
And you see what's happening here. TNT, that was a great defensive sequence on the part of Talkentex. A rush shot by Northport, all because, again, trapping Robert Bolick.
Now Mikey Williams in the outside, 2-man game with Poy Aram. Mikey hands it off. Marcelo can hit that. Gonna come up short. Elorda pushes it forward. Jonathan Gray has checked in. Slowly but surely, we have 3 players off the bench now for Coach Pido Horencio. Nice to see Coach Pido back in action after a week of hiatus. Downtown doesn't work.
That was way out. I know he can hit that too.
Well, he did the last time out in their last game. Heruela on the side, short on that layup. Here's Elorda trying to push things. Will be fouled there by Jason Castro. That's smart play.
There's only 4 defenders back on that break by Northport. So that's one of the reasons why Jason Castro did what he did.
But the problem is he didn't realize that they were in the penalty alley, so that's going to be 2 free throws here for Nico.
So you can see the adjustments that Coach Pido Horencio has made. He has Elorda really initiating things offensively, sort of taking the attention away from Robert Bolick while he was in the game.
Lanete has checked in for the first time. A little bit too strong that time from Elorda. Lead is still at 7.
2 minutes.
Final 2 minutes here of the first period. Mikey Williams right now, the lone starter on the floor. And he shows us why.
TNT needs more of that.
Lead has been cut down to 5. Onwubere. A lot of movement. Laneta just checked in. He's going to get fouled there by Williams. That's going to mean 3 free throws.
It's a nice dribble handoff there. Let's take a look at this take by Mikey Williams. Gets past one defender, goes up, gets the bounce for the ball to drop. But he's got to be a little bit more careful defensively. That was a quick pull-up by Garbo Linete, but it came off the handoff. And that's where you have to really position yourself in the right place to really defend that type of shot.
Linete makes a second after missing the first. First entry here for Ryan Reyes. Nice to see him also back in action. First couple of games, actually the first 4 or 5 games of TNT. He was on the injured list. Now he's been reinstated. Pogoy is going to check back in. Third and final free throw here for Linete. Makes 2 out of 3. So Mikey Williams, the only player not to take a rest yet here. Castro goes to the basket. Fishing expedition, and a foul is going to be called on Gray.
You can see Coach Chut yelling, looks to be at Poi Adam. I think he wanted him to take the ball out a lot faster, sort of just walk the ball out of bounds, and then, just took his time inbounding it.
Castro on the line. You're watching the Honda PBA Philippine Cup 2021 as we take a look at the games tomorrow, September 16. First game at 2, it's Terra Firma up against Meralco. And at 4:35, it's Blackwater Bossing up against NLEX Road Warriors. More games coming your way. We've got 5 game days once again. Boy, Aram perfectly comes up with a block.
The TNT deployed their full court press there, again, leading to a rush shot. And that's a good defensive play by Poi Adam, blocking that shot there. Let's take a look at this defensive play here by Poi Adam. He's got the length, he's got the size. He can get up, guys.
Here's Williams on the outside. Williams once again explodes. Misfires Adam. He's trying to give it up to Mikey. Should have just put that one up.
He's got the size. He's 6'7", 6'8". I thought he was going to go straight up. He was in perfect position to do that.
Still a 6-point lead enjoyed here by Northport. Elorde. A little bit too strong on that one. Reyes with the rebound. Out to Williams. They hand it off. Pogoy. They're trying to pick up the pace. 3 here for Castro.
Wide open. No one there to defend Jason Castro. You can't leave him open like that.
That lead of Northport cut in half. It's now just down to 3. Difference of about 9 seconds. The game clock and the shot clock. Onwubere tries to answer. He'll miss, and here comes Williams. More than enough time. He did the right thing by attacking the basket because Northport still has fouls to give.
This is a good run by TNT so far. They're able to close this gap right before the first quarter ends. And really, it's because their defense is really tightened up. Also, they're being able to convert offensively.
Aram put that one up, and it's going to come up short. Fast-paced match between both these squads. Onwubere and company. What victory number 4? Will they get it? We'll find out. Bolik has really been shackled here today. Coach Chot has made some adjustments, but so has Coach Pido. We'll be back with the second quarter. It's a 3-point lead enjoyed by Northport Batang Pier. Welcome back to the Devsu Gym here in Bacolor, Pampanga. For the restart of the PBA. We were out for about a little over a month, 5 weeks to be exact.
Technical foul on Robert Bolick for not reporting to the officials
Robert
table.
Bolick's going to be called for a technical foul, not passing by the officials table, which you have to do. And that's going to cost him a point, possibly.
Technical free throw for R.R. Pagoy.
Also, one of the things he should remember.
Oh,
He's not a rookie.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you get caught up. I know I've done that a few times. Luckily, I didn't do it when the game was on the line, like when there was like, you know,
I hear you.
less than 10 seconds left or something like that.
Here's Castro. Gets blocked there by Onwubere.
That's a nice block by Onwubere. Wow. You look at the field goals so far, 8 for 22 for TNT, not shooting the ball that well. A lot of that had to do with how they got off to a not so good start in that first quarter. But this is a great defensive play here by Onwubere. Nice timing versus Jason Castro.
Gray now playing point. Still with Gray. Gray now to the basket, a little bit too strong. Adam says once is enough. Here comes Kip Montalvo. They find Ryan Reyes. He's gonna come up short though.
I want to see TNT post up JP Era. They got to establish him down low already.
See if they try to do that in their next offensive thrust, but right now they've got to play defense. Here's Gray. Gray gives it up. Extra pass, finds Ferrer. Not gonna work. The tap goes to Montalvo. Back to Kib. No foul called. See what Bolick can do here. They've really put the clamps on him. And they send the quick double up high. The stash inside, passes to Ferrer. There's a block there from Reyes.
Towards the end of the first quarter and now, beginning of the second quarter, TNT's defense has really picked up. The clamps are pretty much tightened. And Northport's having a much more difficult time putting the ball in the basket.
And things are getting really testy inside.
Oh, wow.
Well, there's blood there, so he's going to have to check out. Or they're going to have to work on him first before they allow play to begin. Either one of the two. But he's still inside the court. He should be heading towards his bench.
I didn't see it. Was it a hit or, well, obviously it was a hit.
It looked like he hit the shoulder initially, at least from what we saw in the replay. There was some contact, but the referees didn't deem that it was enough for a foul. Coach Pido pleading his case. You got to stop here. We're not quite sure if it's a timeout, but they are working on Ferrer. They can actually send somebody in. There is no timeout. And Ferrer says, I'm good to go. They're going to remove him first, and here comes Nico Elorde in his place.
Shot clock at 5.5 seconds.
Just about 5 seconds remaining here in their shot clock. Second quarter has really just begun. Where did they go? To Elorde. Does Elorde know the time? Bolick puts it up.
I thought that was going to bounce in. But a big part of TNT's run, Anthony, has been them controlling the defensive rebounds, controlling the rebounds. I think that's been one of the keys. Not just playing defense, but also securing the ball so they can initiate their offense.
Castro a little bit too strong. The tap by Reyes will go out, so a ball to Malonzo and company. And here comes Ferrer, right back in after he gets worked on.
Substitution, Kelly Williams for Ryan Reyes.
Kelly Williams checking back in. A lot of the starters back on the floor now for TNT. Being very patient once again is Northport. Trying to let their main man execute. Ferrer puts up a three and hits.
He's fired up. He didn't like having a bloody nose. So out of that pick, pretty much a pick and pop, he's able to drain that three-point shot. But now you can already see Poi Adams' ceiling, which is what I was looking for.
Comes up with a missed shot though. Extra pass. Here's Malonzo going up high. Poi Adams says verticality. What a foul is going to be called? It's going to be on Adam.
Now you see this again, the trap by TNT leaves an opportunity for Kevin Ferrer to just pop out and get that pass from Robert Bolick. Good recognition by Robert Bolick for that three-point shot. But Jaime Malonzo, instead of settling for the three-point shot, he goes ahead and attacks the basket. You see that TNT is there challenging him. They know, they don't, hey, look, no highlights. Not on their watch anyways. But they rather have him earn at the line. But if you're going to attack the basket, that is the way to attack the basket.
Well, 2 games ago, Malonzo came up with 5 dunks, Ali.
Hey, you don't have to tell me. I know, I saw it.
Including one fantastic windmill.
The guy has a lot of athletic ability and the size to go along with it.
Lead is now at 7 for Northport. It is already down to just 2 points. Back up to 7. Montalvo, short stab, no. Malonzo is going to track it down. He likes operating in the open court. Teammates going at it. Former teammates, rather, at De La Salle University. In Montalvo, up against Malonzo.
It's always interesting to see, right? It's actually a nice swipe. And Malonzo thought he got fouled there.
Bolick with the layup, a little bit too strong. They push it up quickly with Castro. Secondary break, Kelly Williams. Sorry there to clean things up.
That's something that they're going to have to really do. Clean up underneath the basket, getting those offensive rebounds and putbacks.
Onubere. Now to Malonzo. Malonzo stepping back. Taha looking for a 3-point play. That was close.
Looks like Kelly Williams took a hard spill there.
Not to mention the fact that there was a little nudge on the foot of Onubere on his head. I don't know if you can see that on the replay, and I think that's what Jason Castro is saying.
I think we're
Like
going to have
it's
to
a
take a
slight
look
nudge,
at that
ref.
again, yeah.
But they're just going to say 2 free throws here for Taha. That's a golden opportunity, Ali, for a 3-point play.
2 free throws for Paulo Taha.
Definitely, and right now they're shooting the ball pretty well from the free throw line, Northport that is. But, you know, they've sustained these runs by TNT pretty well so far. You know, they've answered right back, they've re-extended their lead. And a lot of that has to do with, you know, just attacking the basket. So far, Paulo Taha, 8 points in this ball game.
8:37 still to be played here before the halftime break. Castro orchestrating now. Puts up a 3. No. Nice rebound there by Ferrer.
Northport's doing a good job of boxing out, preventing guys like Troy Rosario from really getting rebounds.
Ferrer forces it up. No. TNT saying that should be their ball, but they say it's going to stay here in this end. Reich is going to check back in. He did start today for Northport. A timeout will be called here by Northport as they lead by 7. This timeout is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. There's that hit earlier. Boy, Aram, a little slap on the face there for good measure, and Ferrer says, okay, there was some blood drawn. I'm gonna draw a nice three-pointer on you.
Looked like a double tap there by JP Aram.
He thought he was gonna get called for a foul, so he just hit him again. You can't get called for 2 fouls in one play anyhow.
You know who was notorious for that? He's a friend of mine. I hope he doesn't take any offense. So Ronald Tubid was very, very good at that.
No, because what he wanted to make sure was there's no three-point play. So once the guy gets hit, he has to make sure he hits him again.
I don't think that was the case.
Okay.
Forgive me.
Okay. I was trying
Hey, you notice I didn't mention anyone's name after that. All right, so people are just going to have to figure that out on their own.
Good afternoon, everybody. We'd like to hope that you're enjoying our coverage here. This is Northport up against TNT. First of our twin bill here today. Malonzo, a little bit too strong that time. Williams to the rebound, and here comes Pogoy and company. Castro in the paint. Finds Pogoy. Pogoy for 3. No. Roy Rosario just hanging around that basket, but we'll lose it.
TNT is struggling from the three-point line. They knocked down a few so far in this game, but it hasn't been fluid the way they expect it to be, which is a big part of their offense. And Kevin Ferrer knocks down another three-point shot, extending this Northport lead.
This is now the biggest lead of the ball game for either squad. And Northport now up by 10. Coach Chot not happy in the sidelines, doesn't like what he's witnessing here. That's off Malonzo's foot. Pogoy forced to put that one up. That might be a charge. It is.
The defense has been really on point for Northport. I'm very impressed. They're doing a really good job of halting TNT's offense. Looks very frustrating on the part of TNT. And they're really trying to find gaps. They're trying to find holes. But look at the convergence here. Kevin Ferrer, seeing that Paulo Taha has been compromised, he comes over, draws the offensive foul, and look at that energy.
And that energy, I think, has really helped propel them to this 3-game winning streak. Looking for 4 here. They kick it out. Malonzo, step back 3. Gonna come up short. Reich, we lose it though.
Now on that defensive sequence by TNT, I noticed that they went ahead and stopped with the traps on Robert Bowling. I think at some point you have to say to yourself, well, we're still getting beat even though we're trapping Robert Bowling. Other guys are stepping up here. Let's have faith in our overall individual defense because that's what they work on.
Let's see if that works. Because right now they are still down by 8. Nice basket though from Kelly Williams earlier. They look inside, there's a mismatch there size-wise, but not by Smarts. That's Malonzo there with another defensive gem.
Look, they got to understand how long he is. Okay, now that was a lazy pass. You got to make crisp passes here.
He might have been better served by just coming up with a bounce pass.
Bounce pass, throw it up a little bit higher.
But again, people are still just getting used to the length and the quickness of Jamie Malonzo. Halfway gone here in the second period. And here he is, stopping. Falling. Steps back for that three. Misses everything. I think his rhythm has really been thrown off with the defense thrown against him.
Definitely, I agree with you, Anthony. It started in the first quarter and into the beginning of the second quarter before Coach Chet Reyes decided to pull back on the traps. So yeah, it's definitely taken a lot of rhythm out of him. But again, Northport has really done a good job of sustaining things, even though he's been pretty much cold the entire game thus far.
Williams at a turnover there. That's not going to help their cause, as they still continue to trail here. Molik's going to lose it. He has not really looked like himself here. Remember, he is the player of the week, edging out Mikey Williams. And everybody was looking to hopefully a matchup head-to-head wise. Williams here with a three.
Wow.
Did he call glass?
Well, you got to see if he's smiling or not. Yeah, I don't think, who knows? Who knows, Anthony? But it went in. That's all that matters, right?
Yep, the bank is open. And he's happy.
But ever since TNT has switched to just playing their man straight up, no traps, they actually have been able to put points on the board. Okay, let's take a look at this take here. This step back three-point shot off the glass by Mikey Williams.
2 free throws for Paulo Taha.
Come on, look at his eyes.
Like if he's smiling, he didn't call it. He's not smiling, so I think he meant to hit it from the glass.
Balanza's going to check in for the very first time here. Another one of those scorers in college. And has done quite well here for Northport. Tahanao in double digits already.
10 points, perfect from the free throw line, perfect from the three-point line. You know, he's another guy. He's another guy that really didn't see any action when he was playing for Ginebra. Then all of a sudden he gets over to Northport. He gets all the opportunity in the world, showing what he can actually do.
Good switching defense shown here by Northport. Rosario puts up a three and hits.
TNT being able to knock down a three-point shot. This time it was Troy Rosario.
Here they come, the rally they were looking for right before the halftime break. Was caught in no man's land, gives it up. Here's Balanza. There's a slight push. What did they say? The ball is going to stay here once again with Northport.
We have an official suspension of play.
That three-point shot in the corner has been a crucial part of TNT's offense. I mentioned that earlier. Also part of the dribble drive offense. And it's something that TNT is going to have to really start knocking down, especially in the second half.
Outside to Onubere. He's going to hand it off. Sydney for three, yes!
Looked like there was a bit of confusion there on who was supposed to rotate and challenge that shot. Sydney Onubere had a lot of time to get that three-point shot off.
Kelly with a basket.
And Troy Reich's got to do a better job of extending, challenging those types of shots.
Onubere, the pass a little bit too high for him. 2-on-1 break, but that's going to be a good foul. Stopping the action here.
All players, please proceed to the shaded area in front of your respective benches.
I mean, that would have been an easy two for TNT.
Our referees are going to take a look at this one.
You know, so far, we've seen some pretty good strategies on the part of TNT and Northport. Let's take a look at this, mistimed pass, and Troy Reich. I mean, he's got long enough arms to make it look like he was going for the ball.
And it turns out to be a good foul. Saved them 2 points there. Well, it's back in action once again. Williams gets it to drop.
Kelly Williams rewinding the clocks, or turning back the clocks, I should say. But that was a nice take there. Something that he's been doing. And yes, the defense there by Ryan Reyes, Robert Bullock.
Just giving Bullock no chance whatsoever to get into a groove. Kicks it out. It's an assist though for Bullock. Ferrer now has got 2 threes in the ball game. Mikey tries to answer back. Back rims that one on Ubere to Bullock. Finds Taha. That's not going to drop though. He got the open shot. They still have a 6-point lead. Williams once again from 17 feet, not that time.
Kevin Ferrer is doing a pretty good job defending Troy Rosario. He's actually kind of muscling him around a little bit.
Foul's going to be called there on Williams. They're really attacking Kelly defensively.
Holding foul on number 21, Kelly Williams. Timeout, TNT from Giga.
Gonna have a timeout on the floor. 2 minutes, 17 seconds remain here in the first half. We'll be back for more action from Pampanga in just a bit. Let's take a look now. Troy Rosario, who has been really one of the constant contributors for TNT.
10.6 points per game so far in this conference, Anthony. 8.8 rebounds and shooting pretty well from 2-point area, 53%. But he's had some really big games, double-double type figures, you know, double figures in points and rebounds this entire conference. But right now, he needs to play a little bit more physical and start making his presence felt, especially when you have someone like Kevin Ferrer trying to guard you. I think he's being muscled around a little bit. Kevin Ferrer, one of the more physical type players in the league that can actually guard out in the wing, but he can also guard in the block down low.
A lot of missed free throws already for Northport here in the first 2 quarters. One there from Balanza. Takes care of the second. Adams bringing down the basketball. Up against Balanza, and Balanza is going to be called for a foul.
Foul is on number 6, Jarek Balanza. That's his first, second for Northport.
Pretty good ball handling skills shown there by Adam.
It was not uncommon for Coach Chud to allow some of his bigs to bring the ball down and initiate the offense.
They set up Rosario. He hits again.
Another 3-point shot there for Troy Rosario, one of his bread and butters.
Lead is down to 4. Back to Ferrer. Puts up a long 2, not that time. Adam with the rebound. There's a lot of space out there. Williams hits that long 2.
So far, we've seen good execution on the part of TNT the last few possessions. Right there, another mid-range jump shot, free throw line extended, this time by Mikey Williams.
And the lead is down to 2. 70 seconds just about remaining here in the first half. Molik once again, trying to create. He's got just 2 points. His kiss off the glass, a little bit too strong. Onwubere with the offensive rebound.
Good hustle there by Onwubere.
Pushing foul on number 10, Ryan Reyes, penalty. That's his first.
And Northport goes to the free throw line.
2 free throws for Sydney Onwubere.
Northport has had so many free throws already here today. Definitely more than TNT.
Well, right now they're shooting 76% from the free throw line, which is a good percentage. Meanwhile, TNT only 66%.
There's another miss though.
But, you know, especially when TNT makes their runs, we've seen good things from Northport. You know, instead of settling for 3-point shots, they attack the basket. Uh-oh, a little colorful action going on here.
Our referee is very quick there, just to make sure that there was no altercation.
Curious to see what happened. I mean, from that angle, we didn't get a chance to see everything that happened.
Well, now back to the action. They go to Rosario, wide open. Ryan Reyes with the offensive rebound. Nobody boxing him out. They look for Troy once again. Troy really trying to bang bodies there with Ferrer. And here comes Malonzo in the open court, and they say, let's hold on to this one. Why not look for an offensive pattern drawn up here by my coach? Just a 30-second timeout, so we're going to hang on to the air here. 7-second difference between game clock and the shot clock. What options are there for Coach Pido here, Ali?
Well, there's quite a few options. I mean, so far they've been doing a pretty good job of getting fouled going to the line. That can happen in the 24 seconds that's left. But initially, of course, you want to go to some of your main guns here, Robert Bullock being one of them. You know, since TNT is no longer trapping, but then again, 24 seconds left in the game, TNT might start to deploy those traps again. But I would expect it more if there was like less than 10 seconds before the half.
Let's see what transpires here. The lead of Northport once stood at a high of 10. It's now just down to 2.
And, you know, as I suspected, just sort of an isolation from the top of the key by Robert Bullock.
Elorde misses that one.
It's a good challenge by Ryan Reyes over there on Elorde. I think that's that's the reason why Elorde was bothered by the shot, bothered by the defense, excuse me.
Now a 30-second timeout will be called here by TNT. Coach Chot now, it's his turn to be able to look at his options. Well, they can tie things up here with a basket or take the lead with a 3, Ali.
Well, initially, you're looking at Mikey Williams, Jason Castro even. JP Adams been sealing a lot down low. And then, of course, in the corners, those 3-point shots. But I'm thinking that what's going to happen is more of a penetration type play that can possibly lead to a drop pass or a kick out to those corners for 3-point shots.
Remember, Troy Rosario has been very effective there. He's got 2 threes already. Let's see what transpires here. The final 9.3 seconds of our first game here this Wednesday afternoon. Northport knew that they had fouls to give. They have one more after that foul from Balanza. They're going to have to go quickly because they're going to expect the foul. Mikey Williams puts up a 3 and hits!
Wow. In the face of Balanza.
Malonzo, one final heave. He's going to come up short. And TNT, with a late surge here, will grab the lead. Watch it here. Troy Rosario in double digits for his squad.
12 points, 5 for 6 from the field, 4 rebounds. And he's been doing it from so many different areas, particularly offensive rebounds and putbacks. Huge first half for Troy Rosario. Let's not forget those three-point shots in the corner.
And he's led the charge offensively. And Tropang Giga, after being down by 10, they now take the lead as we get to the halftime break. They're up 42-41. That's your halftime score here from Bacolor, Pampanga. It's 42 for TNT Tropang Giga, 41 for Northport Batang Pier. Northport on a 3-game winning streak. We've got TNT on a 2-game winning streak, so something's got to give here. Let's take a look at the highlights of the first 2 quarters of play. And Northport got off to a great start here.
Well, you know, initially in the first half, Anthony, TNT really focused in on trapping any pick and roll action that involved Robert Bullock, and it was working. However, you know, we saw production from so many Northport players, Onwuberi being one of them. So, you know, at some point, that trap had to be pulled off, had to be taken away by TNT. But then when they started playing individual defense, that's when they started to climb back in. But, you know, Northport has answered every run up until the ending part of the second quarter. We saw Mikey Williams knock down that three-point shot. You know, what they've done a pretty good job so far, TNT that is, has taken Robert Bullock out of rhythm. But then again, you know, production-wise, Northport did a pretty good job. But we also saw a lot of good production on the part of TNT towards halfway through the second quarter, towards the end of the second quarter, and then Mikey Williams draining that three-point shot over Balanza to get TNT 42-41 before halftime.
Right now, let's break down these stats. The halftime stats are brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA.
You know, so far, you look at the shooting percentage of both teams, 38% for TNT, 30% for Northport. Points in the paint goes to TNT, 14-6. Points off of turnovers, keep in mind, TNT is #1 in points off turnovers. Looks like they're on their way to their average, 11 points so far at the half. Bench points, production goes to the favor of Northport, 13-6.
Look at the free throw numbers. That's a huge discrepancy. But right now, let's take a look at the leading scorers. Troy Rosario with 12, Mikey Williams with 10, Kelly Williams with 6, Montalvo with 5. He was a starter here. Jason Castro with 4. On the other side, Taha, Ferrer, Onwuberi with 11, 9, and 8 respectively. Jamie Malonzo has also come up with 7 points as a starter here. Laniete came off the bench and hit 2 out of 3 free throws.
Now, what's also glaring is the person that you can't see there, Robert Bullock, their main gun, not on that list because he only has 2 points in the first half. So I'm expecting an explosion from Robert Bullock in this second half. He's really going to try to run more isolation plays, right? Set his teammates up, and as he's setting his teammates up, the ball's eventually going to work its way back to him, and he's going to be able to put some points on the board. But also, I'm also going to be looking for the adjustments made by TNT defensively. Again, team defense for TNT has been the major factor in their success so far in this conference.
The streak for both these squads on the line. Will TNT continue their streak? Or will Northport continue theirs? That rattles out. It falls in the hands of Ryan Reyes, and they've got another extra possession.
You could hear the reaction by Jaime Malonzo, realizing that he should have boxed out there. You see Malonzo checking on his former teammate, make sure that he's okay.
He also gave him a good body check, though.
Oh, yeah, well, hey, you know. Actually, that was clean on the part of Malonzo.
Well, the body check was courtesy of Onwuberi.
Yeah. It looked like their legs got tangled up also.
On the outside, Kelly hits.
He's been knocking down that shot consistently from the corner. That seems to be his favorite spot.
This is now the biggest lead for TNT at 4. What will the response of Northport be? They're quite confident here. Onwuberi. Quick move there.
And you hope that Kelly Williams is okay there. Looked like he didn't take that hard of a spill, but
That was a really
yeah,
strong collision. Watch it here. He came down hard.
see there.
I think it's really just to gather his wits more than
Yeah.
anything else.
14 seconds on the shot clock.
But again, the versatility of Onwubere, being able to put the ball on the floor, being able to operate inside, but also knock down three-point shots. Kelly Williams respecting that.
Here's Bolik. Puts up a shot, misses everything there.
That was a good challenge there by Mikey Williams.
This is the matchup everybody was looking forward to. Two players who actually, if you chose one or the other,
You couldn't
can't
go
be
wrong
questioned.
either way.
Yeah, exactly. Another offensive rebound. Back to Mikey. Mikey now against Taha. Finds Rosario in the corner. Long rebound. Here now with the stash. Taha. Nice up and under move.
Pushing foul on number 18, Troy
Free throws coming up here. Off that foul from Troy Rosario.
2 free throws for Paulo Taha.
You know, Northport getting out on the break fast, you know, attacking the basket fast, and then drawing the foul there. But a statistic that has made them #1 as far as fast break points are concerned. You know, it's not just the fast break points, but also the pace that they operate at, especially when they get the rebound and go. Something that TNT has to, again, be conscious of in the second half. They have to sprint back on defense.
It's now been cut to 2. Nice handoff, Montalvo. Asking for a foul, they say none. Montalvo though's got 7 points in the contest.
He challenged Onwubere, and that backdoor play, again, another weapon of the dribble drive offense. Nice cut by Montalvo.
Can Bolik get on court here? Up against the much taller Rosario. Malonza for 3. That cuts the lead to just 1.
So many weapons that this young man has. In a way, he sort of reminds me a little bit of a Scottie Pippen, a shorter, smaller Scottie Pippen.
But yeah, I can see exactly what you're saying. Here's Montalvo. Up and under move works.
Nice move, Montalvo. Last 2 possessions, scoring.
Now with the task of hounding Bolik. Bolik hits finally from the outside. Over the outstretched arms of Kelly Williams.
Sort of the calm before the storm when you think of Robert Bolik. You know, that was an impressive 3-point shot because it was over Kelly Williams. Kelly Williams challenged that shot.
Here's Mikey. He'll settle for 2 shots from the 15-foot line. Ta's gonna pick up his first personal. Watch it once again. This one is the move of Kib Montalvo.
2 free throws for Mikey Williams.
Sort of a hesitation play there. You sort of freeze your defender, especially a taller defender, and then you get by him, by Montalvo, and then we see Robert Bolik being able to drain that long 3-point shot.
And he looks over at the bench of TNT saying, okay, there's more to come.
You know, when your teammates, when your former teammates, especially at the UAP, Malonzo, Montalvo, they've been going against each other so many times in practice. You sort of know each other's, weak points, strengths, and weaknesses. And you could see that, Montalvo, he had enough confidence to challenge him and, figure out where he could position himself to get that shot off. You see a turnover here, a steal by TNT.
Reyes all day to shoot, bang!
Wow. Now, I've been talking about statistics and where TNT leads in some of those statistics. I talk about second chance points. Well, steals is one of the statistics that they lead the conference in.
Watch it here once again. Perfect pass. Brian Reyes says, you're going to give me this much time, I'm going to drain it every day of the week and twice on Sundays. hits that three. TNT's on top by 5. Their biggest lead this time out is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. As we begin the third week of our restart, let's take a look at our team standings here. TNT Tropang Giga still safely on top of everybody else at 8-1.
Well, you see where they're at there, at the top of the heap. And then, of course, Northport, very crucial for Northport. If they drop a game here, it could put them back. Nice, strong move by Taha, attacking the interior defense of TNT.
Another assist going to be given to Robert Bolick there.
It's a nice take here, exploiting the mismatch. He's got a bigger defender on him, but then he finds Taha cutting to the basket. If you're not scoring, you find other ways to help your team, and Robert Bolick has done just that.
Taha completes a three-point play. Cuts that lead down to 2. Montalvo already with 9 points here. Mikey looking for more as well. That's just too easy for him.
Now, what I liked about that is he evaluated. He saw that if he uses that screen by JP Adam, there's a big defender that's going to switch up on him. So he came back the other way, which is something that I don't think Northport expected, and was able to find that hole, turn the corner, and attack the basket. That was a nice take there. He recognizes this, and he sees a smaller defender in Taha on him. He comes back, gets to the basket.
Coach Chot likes what he sees. They moved heaven and earth to be able to get Mikey Williams in the draft. They actually didn't have a first-round draft pick, but they were able to make things work. Malonzo for 3. Nothing doing. Reyes with the rebound.
So TNT, so far we haven't seen any traps by TNT on Robert Bolick. What they're doing is they're switching off. They're allowing the big to defend them, a bigger defender with their hands up to impede and to sort of prevent the vision of Robert Bolick, and they're just taking their chances with that. But at the same time, they're packing in, closing up gaps to make sure that Robert Bolick can't exploit those gaps.
Well, here is Mikey Williams exploiting everything thrown at him here by the defense of Northport. Foul's going to be called on Poi. Bolick has really seen all sorts of defenses thrown his way.
Yeah, and you kind of wonder what the strategy is. I mean, did they trap Robert Bolick knowing that other players were going to eventually step up, which they did in that first quarter? Was that the adjustment intentionally because other players were hurting TNT? Or was it something that they felt was going to pay off dividends later on? Take him out of his rhythm to where it would last a good portion of the game. And then take your chances of just defending him straight up or just switching instead of trapping.
Alonso power dribble up against Williams. Will head to the line. Take your pick there, Marcelo or Mikey Williams. They're going to give it to Mikey Williams. His second personal foul and the fourth team foul for TNT.
Well, Mikey Williams fouled Alonso first, and then Dave Marcelo hit him afterwards. But then, that's just basketball. That's basketball.
As we take a look at the games on Friday, September 17, we've got 3 games. At 2, it's Northport up against Magnolia. 4:35, it's San Miguel up against Phoenix. And Ginebra up against Alaska at 6 in the evening. That's going to be the first of 3 straight games for the Alaska Aces.
Wow.
They're playing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Hey, you know, you do what you got to do.
That's going to be unprecedented.
Yeah.
Actually, it was unprecedented what happened to Northport last weekend when they played Saturday and Sunday. So no team has actually played back-to-back games on consecutive days. But right now, here we're going to have Alaska doing it 3 straight days.
You know, that's your legs really have to be in good condition to be able to sustain that type of demand.
Mikey Williams overshoots that time.
Nice
Here is
rebound.
Reyes. Look at
Wow.
that. Montalvo
Yeah.
getting away once again.
Montalvo doing his thing, but again, second chance opportunities. A good offensive rebound by Ryan Reyes. We've seen him do that a few times so far in this game.
Montalvo already with 11 points. He's in double digits. Reyes is going to pick up a foul here up against the stash, Robert Bollick.
So that's his nickname, the Stash. That's solid.
No,
No?
that's just me.
Okay.
That's just me throwing out a name.
I mean, that is an incredible mustache, I would say. I mean, I had the chance to see it in college, and now.
The thing is, we call him the stash, and it sticks.
And what if I grew up mustache like that?
And then what happens when if he shaves it? And then what do you call him then?
I don't know. Now, you know what? That's a good point. That's a very good point. You know.
What is 60-55 here? The Stash trying to bring his squad back after being up by 10. That's going to be a foul there on Ferrer. That might mean 2 free throws for Kib.
Talbot playing with a lot of confidence here. He's really in the zone. He's locked in. And what you saw there was a shadow screen initiated by Mikey Williams as part of the dribble drive offense. And the person coming off that handoff slash shadow screen was Montalvo. He's got all the momentum in the world, gets the ball, gets the handoff, and attacks the basket hard. See his points right now, 11 points. Shooting pretty well from the field, Kit Montalvo.
Just missing that first free throw. Makes the second. And he's ready to play defense here. Facing up on Robert Bollick right away. They try to push it forward. There's another trap. And a timeout's going to be called here by Jamie Malonzo.
It's almost a violation.
Well, he called timeout at the right moment. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We're going to hang on to the air here. And look at some of the action. Finding Montalvo open there.
Well, he got off to a really good start from jump in this basketball game, and we've seen so many different attacks. All of these highlights here are in the first half. This backdoor play in the second half. Nice dish by Kelly Williams. Montalvo finishing really strong, but we've also seen a lot of good takes from him later in this third quarter.
What has it been, Ali? The rookies that have come in this year don't seem like they're rookies. Obviously, yes, we talk about Mikey Williams, and he is a veteran. He's played abroad, he's played in the G League, but Kib Montalvo is fresh out of college. Guys like Santi Santillan also doing well, scoring 21 points the last time out. And so you can just see these rookies feel like they're ready to take over the league.
Well, I think a lot of it also has to do with the skill set that these young players develop at an early age of their lives. You know, so many resources are available to them. YouTube, you know, one of the things that I think is very critical here, you know, outside of strength conditioning, and strength conditioning and skills coaches is, wow, he just drained another 3-point. He drained a 3-point shot, a deep 3-point shot, and then the press by TNT here.
And just so many of them. I mean, Jamie Malonzo also, another rookie. who is showing that he definitely belongs here in the big stage.
TNT's pressure defense causing all problems for Northport. Northport doing a really bad job of taking care of the basketball these last couple of minutes.
Mikey looking for a three. Gonna come up short though. But this 9-point lead is the biggest lead for TNT.
And it's really just been playing scrappy, you know, getting the offensive rebounds, steals, causing turnovers, and then finding their rhythm offensively. But then when you look at points in the paint, TNT's points in the paint so far, 22 points as opposed to Northport's 8.
They set up Ferrer. He can't ring the bell. And here comes TNT once again. On the break, Mikey, 1 against 3. That's just going to be a hard foul called on Ferrer.
And that's just something that, you know, Mikey Williams, I'm sure, is pretty used to. He's played in other leagues, pretty used to that type of physicality. But, you know, it's just sort of a bit of a message on the part of Kevin Ferrer, you know, just saying, hey, you know, we're going to stop you in your tracks. But so far, 16 points for Mikey Williams.
Ooh, what a game for him here. First entry of Jason Castro here in the second half. Let's take a look at the league leaders in points.
Terrence Romeo leading the league in scoring, 22.2 points per game. Robert Bolick, 18.7 points per game. And then, of course, the man at the free throw line right now, he's at his average, 17.9 points per game. But we've seen big outputs by Mikey Williams.
Well, those numbers might start to dip here for Robert Bolick if he's not able to find the hoop.
Well, it's been a very good defensive strategy by TNT. You know, they've done what they've set out to accomplish, is that they've taken Robert Bolick out of his rhythm.
Lanete puts up that 3. Back rim. Those are 2 high flyers in Malonzo and Williams. And it's going to be on Jamie Malonzo.
It was clearly over the back, and you know, just a little bit of frustration because it's been a rough ride in this third quarter for Northport.
Perfect positioning there from Kelly. 2 free throws now for Machine Gun.
Kelly Williams has been playing really well. Really well.
Just missed that free throw, though. Here come some more shock troopers. Elord is going to check in together with Gray. Alonso will be given a break. Together here with Sidney Anubere as Reich, a starter, back in the fray. Kelly with 2 misses. After we praised him for playing such at a high level.
Well,
And it happens.
it happens. I mean,
Nonetheless, it's still an 11-point lead.
Nonetheless, I mean, he's right on the cusp of double figures.
Definitely. Short that time from Ferrer. The outside sniping of Northport has gone cold.
Well, again, you got to go. You got to look at the defense of TNT and what they've been able to do. All right, they've pretty much taken their top scorer out of the picture, and the pressure defense, and just playing really physical underneath the basket. It's Robert Bolick gets that easy bucket there, but defensively, Dave Marcello just took Jonathan Gray out.
I think he's got to feel that tomorrow. Mikey misses, but once again, Kelly Williams getting inside. He's got 2 free throws coming up once again off that foul from Reich.
That's his second.
Just one of the few points that Robert Bullock was able to produce here. But, you know, for Robert Bullock, he just has to keep playing. You know, I mean, at some point, you just got to keep attempts. You got to keep your attempts up. You got to keep shooting the ball. You got to keep trying to work the offense. But, you know, what they're doing, what they've come into contact with is one of the better defensive teams in the league.
Ferrer had a very good first half. Can't seem to find a basket though here. Look at the discrepancy in free throws given. And still, despite almost double the number of free throws given to Northport, they're down, and they're down by 11.
Full court press by TNT, which has worked for them in this third quarter. And Northport just can't really get into their rhythm offensively.
They get it past the timeline.
A 2-3 zone here for TNT.
Bullock a little bit too strong. He's got 7 points in the contest. Williams, extra pass. Troy Rosario was not expecting that. That would have been a dunk.
Could have been. Would have been.
Should have been.
Should have been.
But at the end of the day, it's a turnover for TNT. They're still up by 11. What can Northport do to bridge this gap? Shot clock's now at 8. Gray to Elorde. Elorde, pass a little bit too low. That was too low for Reich to be able to get.
You know, when you have a guy that size, 6'8", 6'9", I mean, the best thing to do is just throw it up so he can go get it.
TNT is going to sue for time here. They want to talk things over, despite the fact that they're up big. We'd like to welcome everybody back here to Bacolor, Pampanga for the PBA restart as we take a look at the numbers here of Robert Bullock. It's at 9, but he has struggled from the field. Look at that, from 3-point distance, he's 1 out of 8.
Yes, and you know, but you look at he has 8. You know, he has 8 assists, so he is doing whatever he can do to help his teammates out. But again, you go back to the defensive plan of TNT, and it's worked. So far for these 3 quarters, it's worked. So let's see if it works in the 4th quarter. But they've done a really good job again, taking him out of rhythm.
But he's made sure that he's got his teammates involved, and right now they're still in this one. That's a perfect setup, but there's a block there from Bullock.
Wow.
Gray racing down, and will get 2 points.
Jonathan Gray, a very talented player out of St. Benilde. Nice take.
Cuts that lead down to 9. Just about 2.5 remaining here in the 3rd period. Mikey Williams says, let me take over. Castro now. They go inside, outside, Mikey for 3, bang!
Nice ball movement there by TNT.
This 12-point lead now is the biggest lead of the ball game for TNT and for either squad. Northport was up in the first half by 10. What a dramatic turnaround here.
2 minutes.
Gray Step back three. They're gonna nullify this.
Offensive foul on number 14, Jonathan Gray. That's his second.
He doesn't like the call, but it would be nice if we can see that again. Was there a kick?
Absolutely.
So nullify the basket.
I mean, it's hard to tell. You know, it really is.
Because sometimes players will do that to get their balance.
Exactly. Or it's just a habit of theirs.
Rosario there with no kick out, but no shot. Look at this. Pogoy will miss though.
Is that a UFC takedown?
Yeah, I think so. But at the same time, Pogoy
It's a
so
single leg-
disappointed. He
it was a-
missed point blank.
Yeah. Great offensive rebound, though, which has been one of the stories for TNT and their success in this basketball game. It's one of the reasons why they were able to climb back into this game and establish this type of lead. But I want to talk about the single leg takedown. he couldn't get the ball. You saw that,
Yeah.
but he just went in. He said, "You know what? I'm just going to grab somebody's leg."
Well, he's not going to get points for that. In fact, what he's going to do is he's going to give Jonathan Gray a chance for 2 shots and 2 points. A lot of UFC action coming your way here on Signal, of course. And there's 1 point for Jonathan Gray. Reyes is going to check back in here. 1.5 minutes remaining in the third period. And TNT right now in total control of this one.
One of the stats that's been neutralized in this game so far that Northport really excels at, and I mentioned this in the beginning of the game, Anthony, is their fast break points. So far, only 4 points in the entire game. This team averages in double figures in fast break points. They're #1 in fast break points. And TNT has done a good job defensively dealing with that.
TNT, no hurry here. That was well set up. Kelly can't knock that down though. But they got the shot that they were looking for, an open one. Elorde puts up a 3 and hits. Mikey, that's going to be a foul there on Nico. And 2 shots coming the way here of Jason.
That's a second. Two free throws for Jason.
They forgot to guard the man with the basketball, and he made them pay.
Well, looked like Ryan Reyes was anticipating the pass into the post to Bullock from Elorde. Elorde did a pretty good job of faking that and then just pulled up for that 3-point shot.
Mikey's going to take a breather, expect him back. Maybe at the 7-8 minute mark of the 4th. Castro now going to finish up the 3rd period here. Elorde brings it down himself.
They're having a difficult time dealing with this press.
Well, Elorde thought he was able to get it past the timeline. They say otherwise.
It's caused all types of problems in this 3rd quarter for Coach Pido.
Now Jason, point guard extraordinaire. Castro, that'll drop, that's a 3.
Of these turnovers by Northport resulting in points for TNT.
Gray thought about stepping back. Difference of about 2 seconds from the shot clock and the game clock. Downtown shot, not gonna work. Kelly plucks that out. Castro was asking for a foul there from Onmubere.
And the end of 3 in his 76th
He continues to plead his case. He might have to take that to a higher court. But look at this. Mikey Williams in the first half. He's got 10 points. In the third quarter alone, he's got 11.
Yes, 21 points so far for Mikey Williams, and we've seen him not only orchestrate the offense, but also be effective in finding the gaps, exploiting them, getting to the basket, pulling up for mid-range jump shots, and knocking down three-point shots.
Fourth and final quarter coming your way here. First of our 2 games this Wednesday. Let's take a look at the quarter scoring here. That was a huge third period for TNT.
Oh, absolutely. 34-23 by TNT. But you see where they made their run. They made their run in the second quarter, and then this in the third quarter. And that's where the damage was done considerably. You just sort of get the feeling that TNT methodically just picked apart Northport, both ends of the court.
They're going to say Reyes with the foul.
Foul on number 13, Brian Herrera. That's his second.
Oh, they're going to call it on Brian Herrera.
14 seconds to shoot.
There's Malonzo once again being a real thorn. Always trying to come up and crash the offensive boards. Berry on the outside. Will bring it closer. Sets up Malonzo. Malonzo, step back three. They say he didn't get it off in time. Looking over to the bench saying, I thought I got it off, but the referees say otherwise.
Again, the defense of TNT.
Ten seconds of shot clock. 2-man game now. Jason. Try and look for Kelly.
That was good anticipation by Kevin Ferrer, getting his hands in the passing lane.
Almost a steal. Orwella getting in the passing lanes. And it's a turnover here. Northport's got to take care of the basketball. They're down by 12.
Well, those are just dangerous passes. That was a long pass from the corner to the top of the key. It's enough time for, you know, some of the quick guards from TNT to anticipate and try to pick off those passes.
TNT started to use some clock this early. Quick passing. Here's Castro. Gonna get blocked though. 4-and-1 break. It's a handoff. Boy, if they didn't score in that fast break, that would have been disastrous.
It's a cleanup there by Jaime Malonzo. But it looked like Jason Castro was trying to find his teammate over there in the corner, the top corner, for a three-point shot earlier. Okay, so TNT has to be careful here. They can't get careless with their passing. Those are two bad passes that resulted in turnovers and buckets for Northport.
Robert Bolick can't believe that missed layup a while ago, but remember, he's still happy because Malonzo was there to clean things up. Got a timeout on the floor. This timeout is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Let's take a look at Paulo Taha already with 18 markers, but right now at this stage, he'll need to do more.
They still have an entire quarter to mount their comeback here, Anthony, but nonetheless, Paulo Taha has really done a good job playing for this Northport team. 18 points tonight, good production. Let's see if Northport can mount another run here with 9:47 left.
Mikey Williams has been reinserted. They go to the corner. Montalvo for three, overshoots that time.
3 bad possessions for TNT.
Malone's on the outside. Ferrer left open. Bang! How can you leave the opponent's
Exactly.
best three-point shooter?
Especially Kevin Ferrer, yes.
Lead has been cut down to 6 here. Two-man game. Montalvo. Mikey for three, yes!
Wow, it's way off the three-point line.
That just swished. Lead is back up to 9. But it's now officially 79-71. It's an 8-point lead enjoyed by TNT. Foul's going to be called there on Onwubere.
Ryan Reyes has been all over the place this whole game. We've seen him sneak in there and get offensive rebounds, and now the steal. But that kick out by Montalvo, a classic part again of the dribble drive offense to Mikey Williams for that deep three-point shot.
Hitting from the outside, back-to-back threes. He's gonna stop that rally.
All because of good passing, good decisions, finding the extra, making the extra pass, finding the best available shot in the offense.
Taha's gonna hit from the corner though. It's now a shootout at the OK Corral. 4 minutes gone here in the 4th period. And the floodgates have opened from three-point distance. Not that time though. They push it forward. Malonzo inside.
So long and athletic. It was a power dribble there, gathered himself and went straight up.
Quick passing once again on the outside. Montalvo puts it up, and he's going to be fouled by Taha.
You got to be patient in your zone offense when going against zone defenses, to find the gaps, to find the best shot available. And they did a pretty good job of that on that offensive sequence. They just really took their time offensively. They didn't really try to rush or force anything there.
Montalvo had a split from the line earlier. Misses that first free throw here. TNT's going to need these free throws. They're only up by 7. Now they're up by 8. Alonso now is going to bring it down himself up against Rosario. Coach Pidot wants to talk things over. Northport sues for time as they find themselves down by 8. Our games tomorrow, September 16 at 2 in the afternoon. It's Terra Firma up against Meralco. And at 4:35, we have got Blackwater Bossing up against the NLEX Road Warriors. Let's take a look at the team standings there. TNT, Tropang, Giga looking to get to 9-1. They're on a 2-game winning streak. Northport on a 3-game winning streak. So, a streak from one of these squads will be snapped. Right now, TNT in control here. Montalvo. That looked like a pass. And here comes Troy Rosario to the 15-foot line for 2 shots.
His second, 13 foul for Northport. Shooting 2, Troy Rosario.
If you're just joining us, what happened in the first half? Northport with a very good start here. They were up by 10 at one stage. But slowly but surely, because of a solid third period, Ali, TNT has come back.
I'm going to have to go and talk about, again, let's take a look at Troy Rosario's points so far. Right now, 13 points, 5 rebounds. But again, you got to look at the defense of TNT. You got to look at particularly the pressure defense, which we see right now, which, quite frankly, Northport still has not figured out. They're having a hard time, once they get past the half-court line, they have a hard time getting into their offense, and they end up rushing their shots or turning the ball over.
That's going to be a foul call on Reyes.
But one of the things that has been addressed tonight for TNT is the rebounding. And so far they're ahead 42-38. It's still a pretty close battle, but when you think about all of the offensive boards that TNT has racked up, it's really caused a lot of problems for Northport outside of the turnovers.
Alonso hands it off. Lanete, good line, a little bit too short, but cleaning up there is Kevin Ferrer.
Good putback by Kevin Ferrer. He's been doing a lot of things out there, 3-point shooting and offensive rebounds and putbacks.
Boy, Adam in the paint.
Nice pass,
Yes.
Beautiful. Wow.
From the corner of his eye, he saw Rosario.
It's always good to see big-to-big action. Wasn't quite sure where Poi Era was going with that, but that was a nice wraparound behind the back pass to Troy Rosario.
Ken Bolick finally find his groove. Malonzo gets denied.
The activity underneath the basket for TNT has been really crucial. And I think, you know, just let's take a look at this highlight here. Nice pass. And then Troy Rosario stuffing it with 2 hands. I haven't seen him do that in a while.
Coach Chot applauding that last play. Reyes for 3. Rims out. Lead still at 10. Bolick still trying to create here. Up against Aram.
As it counts for Robert Bullock.
Still enough time, Anthony, for Northport to mount a run here. And that was a nice take by Robert Bullock. Pretty much one-on-one at the top of the key. Robert Bullock exploiting the quickness advantage rather over Pier.
5.5 remaining here in this one. The stash, trying to get it to 6. Knocked that free throw down. Are we going to see Jason Castro back in the ball game here? Seems like they're in command with a 7-point lead. Another nice dish.
Beautiful. Again, the dribble drive offense working really well. You know, even when zones are implemented, you can still implement that type of offense.
Ferrer can't hit the 3. And going down to the other end.
Just to your point, Anthony, I mean, you know, the guards, Montalvo's doing an excellent job. Mikey Williams pretty much controlling things, you know, from an extension of the coach type standpoint that, you know, Jason Castro doesn't really need to come into the game at this point, especially the most crucial point in the game. And that's a very good sign, especially when you're going into the playoffs, when you're getting ready for the playoffs.
And look at Montalvo hitting there and telling Coach Chot, keep Jason on the bench. We're not going to need him today. At least not in the 4th period. Garbo can't hit. Here's Mikey with that home run.
These rookies, absolutely incredible for TNT.
4:23 remaining in this one. And TNT looks like they've got this one wrapped up. Montalvo hitting from the outside, draining that long 3. And then here, Williams, just for good measure, with that layup. TNT looking like they're gonna cruise with this one. Welcome back to our ball game here as we take a look at Kim Montalvo already with 19 points, 3 out of 5 from 3-point distance.
He has come on strong in this game, Anthony, and you know, it all started in the very beginning. From start all the way to now, he's been playing a really good game. And you know, again, I'm going to go back to the point of Jason Castro getting all the rest that he needs. Especially with 4 minutes left in this 4th quarter, he doesn't need to really come back into the game because it looks like TNT has full control over this. But, you know, you start thinking ahead now. You start thinking ahead. One of the biggest factors as to why TNT struggled, particularly, you know, deep into the playoffs, was, you know, just Jason Castro being taxed, playing long minutes. Now you have a lot of different options here, and these 2 rookies have been sensational for TNT so far in this conference.
Ferrer for 3. That keeps him in the ball game. Still mathematically possible.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of crazy things happen in the PBA.
Especially here in this conference. Mikey tries to answer back with a 3 of his own and does!
What do you do about that?
Here's Malonzo. Almost lost it. They need another good shot here.
Look, I'm going to go back to these rookies again, and I'm not going to talk about them anymore. But, you know, Mikey Williams has 27 points tonight. Montalvo has 19 points. These guys have combined for 46 points.
So I guess we can say...
It's a dream if you're Coach Chud Reyes.
Yeah. So they have adjusted to life in the PBA, huh?
I think they were ready. They were ready to come in and make this type of noise.
Here's Montalvo looking for more, puts up another three.
Oh,
Bang!
He's hot. Why not? Why not? Let it be known. Let everybody know.
Trying to answer is Bolik. They have really put the cuffs on.
It's been a good game plan. It's been a good game plan defensively for TNT. You can see that, look at this step back here by Montalvo and this deep three. But you can see that they prepared for Northport. They're really cutting off all of their offensive options and neutralizing the most deadly player on the court, which is Robert Bolik.
Under 3 minutes to play here. It's a 17-point bubble put up here by TNT. And Williams, I think, wants more. One of the few turnovers they've had here in the second half. And Williams' day's done as we have Alejandro checking in his place. Alejandro, another one of those gunners that can hit it from just about anywhere.
Yeah, we've talked so much about the young guns at TNT, but you know, also the veterans, Ryan Reyes, Kelly Williams have had pretty solid games tonight as well, you know, making their contributions felt.
Orwell is gonna come in for Montalvo. Trying to work inside is Onhubere. Now that Montalvo's had a career game here, Ali, why don't you just keep him in there?
Sure. I mean, the thing is also is they're thinking about, you know, the type of schedule that they have to face. You know, especially when you get into the playoffs. Saving and preserving legs is very, very crucial here. But also, Coach Chud is giving opportunities to some of his other guys here. But you know, I can't help but think, you know, it's been such a good performance the last 3 quarters by TNT, but there's a lot of pieces missing here for this Northport team. Greg Slaughter not being available, that would have been interesting to see what kind of matchup that would have been. And then also Sean Anthony, who is out from what I believe due to bone spurs. So those are 2 factors that could have been big in this game tonight for Northport, just to be fair.
Well, you know what those 2 individuals can bring to a squad. Gray puts up a long 3 and hits.
Jonathan Gray is a very talented player, very talented.
They're going to foul Ryan Reyes here.
That's his 5th first team foul for Northport in under the last 2 minutes. Substitution, Jared Balanza for Sydney Onhubere.
That foul there was to get Balanza in the ball game. A minute 39 remaining here.
What a collegiate career he had, Balanza. Montreal Knights beating the mighty San Beda Red Lions in the finals.
That was one of our last pieces of collegiate ball right before the pandemic hit.
Exactly.
Ruela goes to the cup. Lead is back up to 15. Balanza out to Gray. He just hit a long 3.
That's just an example right there. Again, you know, in the last 1 minute left in this game, you see the anticipation defensively by TNT. But they have the most important thing out of all of this is that they have the personnel to do those types of things. And it's caused many problems for teams around the league.
60 seconds remain in this one. The first of our doubleheader, Alejandro Short. Elorde looking for some space. Eventually we'll get it back. Still looking for the best shot available, just in case there is a tie. Balanza for 3 hits.
Good setup there for Balanza in the corner to knock down that three-point shot.
They gotta play tough D just to make sure that they don't lose by that big a margin. If you do get into a quotient. 10-second difference from the game clock and the shot clock. Alejandro with a floater, no. And a foul's gonna be called there on Pugoy. That's 2 free throws coming up here.
With ball foul on number 16, R.R. Pugoy, penalty. R.R. Pugoy, 6 fouls.
And Pugoy will foul out. Probably the only thing that didn't go the way of TNT here this afternoon.
Pretty solid performance by TNT tonight. I would say that I'm very impressed because of their ability to bounce back, especially when their offense wasn't clicking and they were struggling defensively, even though they were doing whatever they could to take Robert Bullock out of the game. But it was a great pivot, and you know, really, they just became more active defensively, which, again, really, their defense has really sparked their offense, and then they got into a really good flow offensively. And then another thing was taking care of certain weapons that Northport had. Fast break points, they neutralized that, completely took it out. So overall, a good performance by TNT, specifically on the defensive end.
That's going to be the final score of this one. 10-point victory for TNT Tropang Giga. Despite the fact that they were down early in the first half, they were able to come up. They were down by 10, and here they win by 10.
102-92, TNT on top tonight. That's the final.
Northport, of course, was on a 3-game winning streak. Unfortunately for them and their fans, that streak is going to be broken. Well, Ali mentioned the fact that they were not here with a full complement of players, but at the end of the day, you go to battle with the players that are available. As we take a look at our next level player of the game, and it's brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA.
Mikey Williams, 29 points, 5 for 8 from the three-point mark, 10 for 19 from the field. 5 assists to go along with this performance. Look, it's really not just the scoring here, but it's also just the efficiency and being able to, again, orchestrate the offense. I've been using that word a lot, but it's so crucial with a team like TNT and Mikey Williams.
A lot of notable mentions also because Kib Montalvo played the game of his career here. But in the end, TNT is going to win this one, and they improve to 9-1.
9-1 going into the playoffs. You want to enter the playoffs on a high note. All the momentum, the confidence, excitement. This was a big game for TNT. And it was also, you know, you want to finish, you want to start strong, but you also want to finish strong.
Here we go to the press room.
Tropang head coach Chot Reyes and our best player of the game, Mikey Williams. Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you, thank you.
Congratulations. Mikey, what did you and coach talk about before the game? Anything in particular?
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry, I can barely hear you.
What did you and coach talk about before the game? Is there anything in particular?
We basically talked about how good Northport was. They're basically like us, but if we stay disciplined and continue to play our game, things will just continue to falter our way. We didn't come out as good as we should have. We came out real flat, and they kind of punched us in the mouth. And then from there, we started to find a little energy, and then we found a way to get it done.
Okay. Coach Shot, Northport was 3 of 3 coming into this game. How did you prepare for them and what was the game plan?
Well, first of all, we'd like to extend our condolences to one of our fans, Sam Madela, who recently passed away because of COVID. One of our ardent fans. We're very sad. We extend our prayers and condolences to his family. I thought we caught a break today because Northport was playing very, very good basketball. But the fact that Greg and even Sean Anthony were out tonight, I thought that was big for us. It kind of cushioned our not having Glenn Kubuntin as well. So I think that was a big factor. And still, they came out and like Mikey said, they came out with a lot of energy, giving us a lot of problems. And, you know, we knew we were in for a battle because this team, they're tall, they're athletic, they're long, and, you know, this was a very bad matchup for us. So I'm just glad we were able to grind out the W.
Coach Cho, talk about Kib Montalvo, his superb game today.
Yeah, Kib has been putting in the work, and the work that he's putting in practice, extra shots, spending time in the weight room, extra conditioning, I think is showing on the basketball court. And but not only Kib, it's a lot of guys on the bench at different times, and in the end, that's the kind of team that we want to build. We want to make sure that we have guys that we can count on, who can deliver, who can step in when certain players are being defended well or not making their shots. Then hopefully we can just continue that.
Thank you, Coach. Now we turn you over to our press friends. First up is Mr. Jonas Terrado.
Good afternoon and congratulations. My question is for Mikey. Mikey, the last few games, your shooting numbers have improved. What have you done to work on your shooting?
I think we're just all putting the work in. Practice is our time to get shots up and to do the necessary things we need to do to prepare for games. And day in, day out, I feel like that's what's making me more comfortable. I have a nice routine going, but they're just falling right now, you know, and I kind of owe that to coaches and the team. You know, we're always pushing each other, and that's going to continue to help us moving forward.
Thank you, Mikey.
Up next is Mr.
Right now, let's take a look at the game highlights brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Here in the first two quarters, this is where Northport really did their damage.
Yes, they did. You know, they really attacked once they saw that their main guy, Robert Bullock, was getting double teamed. They did a really good job of just picking up that scoring slack. You see Sidney Uerbe taking it to the basket. Earlier on, Paulo Taha knocking down three-point shots. And, of course, the mid-range jump shot by Jaime Malonzo. So there was a lot of good production across the board by Northport in that first quarter.
And that's why they took the first period up by 3, and they increased that even further in the middle stage here in the second period.
Yeah, in the second period, you saw a lot of good looks. If Robert Bullock wasn't scoring, he was setting his teammates up. Kevin Ferrer with that three-point shot, and then you see Robert Bullock finding Kevin Ferrer again, this time in the corner for another three. Answering every run made by TNT when TNT tried to mount a comeback. But then we also saw good output. You mentioned halfway towards the end of the second quarter, Anthony, by TNT, which allowed them to get back into this basketball game.
And look at that, they were down by 2. That big shot there from Mikey Williams gave them a 1-point lead at the halftime break. And there's your halftime score, just a 1-point lead by TNT, but this third quarter was owned solely by Tropang Giga.
And it all started with that man right there, Kit Montalvo, making his presence felt early on in this third quarter. We did see some good setups by Robert Bullock, even though he was struggling from the field, setting up Paulo Taha for that pass. Gets fouled and goes to the free throw line. But then Mikey Williams evaluating the defense, finding holes and exploiting them, getting to the basket. And also it was the pressure defense and the defense overall by TNT. Again, Mikey Williams with a three-point shot from the wing.
And look at that, the lead increased. It was over 10, and at the end of 3 periods, it was a 12-point lead enjoyed by TNT.
Going into the fourth quarter, again, TNT taking their time defensively. A nice big-to-big action there. Boy Adams setting up Troy Rosario for that two-hand jam.
And there he is with one of the few dunks that he has had. But again, here, another pass finding Troy Rosario, who just camps out under there and waits for that pass.
That's all he has to do with the type of talent the guards are for TNT.
And there's Mikey Williams coming up with another 3, and that essentially sealed the deal.
Then the step back by Git Montalvo, the deep three-point shot over Robert Bullock. Pretty much an exclamation point for TNT.
And it's a win by TNT, and they get a twice-to-beat advantage moving on to the next phase of the competition. Coming up next, it's Phoenix up against Barangay Ginebra. That does it here for our coverage. In behalf of my partner, Ali Peak, Anthony Sutay saying thanks for joining us. Till next time, take care. Have a good afternoon ahead. God bless.